Hello everybody, welcome back to Evolve. I'm going to be playing as Goliath in this one on Wraith Trap. Commentary has returned. It will be explained a lot better in the Wraith video that went out with this one, because I'm recording this directly after that one. Long and short of it, fellas, is I got bored with the commentary. As I say, if you want the full explanation, I'm not going to go into it here, because we're just going to get into the game. We're on Wraith Trap, so we'll do Magma for this one. I basically just got burnt out and wanted to enjoy the game myself, essentially. We'll do traversal regen and kick this one off. This team is very strange, actually. Very good assault. The counter is the trapper. Very bad support, because the bot doesn't understand how to play him, and a medic I can never correctly evaluate properly. I think default Val is actually better than Rogue Val, because I know Rogue Val's the aura-based version of her, whereas regular Val's more of a highly concentrated solo heal. You may have noticed as well there's no colonists. That's because in this one we're going to have shield drones, because I actually forgot you could actually use shield drones on this map, which means it's going to give us the corpses for free at the beginning. There's going to be 3 bars, 4 bars, it's Christmas. It's beautiful. We're going to get traversal regen straight away as well, which is actually quite good. Gives us a bit of utility at the beginning to move around the map quite quickly. Animations, by the way. It might happen, boys. The rant might begin. It's a Goliath video. After a long break from commentary, you'll have to bear with me. Passion rants are forecasted. But yeah. As I say, mentioned it better in the Wraith video, but yeah, just wanted to take a break, honestly, because, you know, doing the commentary and explaining bot games all the time, excuse me, that's illegal. That's dead, because I was watching this mammoth just survive everything I threw at it. Shit. That's fine. That's fine, don't look at it, you can't, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely Jack shooting me as well, I can tell by the bullets. I'm not going to trade traversal for armor regen. Let's do it here. We're in stage 2. Do everything we normally do. Grab rock and leap and fire. Give those the upgrades. Top the armor up and then we'll get in there. I'm hoping they're not right behind me here. Yeah, they get in there because that wildlife's running from something. Do hit 2 people with that. And we get the shield drone straight away. That's the synergy. It's fine. Jack has the repulsor beam, which is what you saw there. It stops all directional movement if you're facing him. And that is why he's especially problematic for Goliath, because Goliath moves towards your direction very quickly as part of a lot of his power. And he can straight up cancel a lot of your abilities with it. He did actually fall down there. We do get splash, it's fine. Please don't use the fucking heal burst again, that's fine, good. We get a pretty decent first fight out of that. We actually only lost 2/3 of a bar, so that's quite good. Don't talk to me about that. Yeah, we'll go and we'll get some armor again, and then we'll get back in there. Getting close to stage 3 as well, but we're not going to go for it yet because we can use HP as a bit of a resource. So I'll just use that. Bit of dynamic weather effects rolling in as well, because we have got a bit of a sandstorm. That's why it's a bit darker than normal. Without that being there. Who is that on the island? Is that Jack? That's Val. Okay. Yeah, shield drone's gonna let her use the ability here. Probably better off a... Oh, hang on. Okay, she just didn't use it. I was gonna abandon her. It's close. Oh. Yeah, don't be stupid. I was going to say I should just throw that at him. I need to get rid of that because he's doing way too much there we go. Damage here. Pick a target. This is how you don't play monster. Pick a target and you fucking stick to them. Good. Get out. That's fine, get out. I'm gonna go stage 3 now. Treated to the wonderful injured animations because this game is absolutely bursting with fucking atmosphere and animation quality, but it's dead. Just want to throw that in there, you know. The blood pressure rose a little bit there because, you know, it always does in my mind that, you know, for the past 9 years the async genre has been held back by a particularly large and infective tumour at the top. But it is what it is. I spoke the piece on that, fellas. The general consensus, even though I do actually like Dead by Daylight, if I didn't actually like it, despite my videos on it, I wouldn't be playing it. You know, there's a lot of people who seem to think I just play the game literally to just hate on it, but you'll know that I start most of my rounds most of the time neutral and positive. It's what happens in the game that pisses me off, which is why I go on my rants with it, because they've just... I don't even know how to describe it, to be honest. It's like they're trying to make it the most fucking frustrating shit for the killer to play that they possibly can, you know. And my general consensus on it, fellas, just to round this off here and we'll put this thing to bed, is I do believe Dead by Daylight could be a lot better than what it is under a different developer. Put it at that and leave it at that, you know. Incompetency, direction, all them things considered. With stage 3 now, Tekhank has somehow lived to stage 3 without getting a strike, which is pretty amazing considering he's not actually useless, it's just that the bot doesn't understand how to play him. Just plays him like default rank. That was me trying to make the drone at the same time. If you're going to run away from everybody though, I will prioritise you. Thanks for the free down. Shit, it's fine. Yeah, I never know where that's going to go, mate. I need to stop throwing rocks at it. Way too zippy. There goes a medic. I'm actually dropping quite low here. Do go for Tekhank here because he can cloak and run off. She's going to buy his team an extra wave. Might be able to go for the wipe here because I'm getting quite low as well. Animations wise. Don't get that in Dead by Daylight. Be quiet. I know he's right there because he's on top of the... yeah. He is still there. That might be it. That's it. There you go. There it is. We had to do a quick finish there because I was actually about to die in that one. So you can still kill stage 3 monsters. Just very hard to do so because this game took its power role seriously. It's creeping in, boys, I've got to say. But, you know, it is what it is. I don't really want to go into the whole big fucking charade that I usually do. Not in this one anyway. I'm quite busy today, but, you know, it is what it is. If you've got the general vibe, fellas, it usually happens on a Goliath video because Goliath is one of the most well-animated monsters and very fun to play in this game. And it brings it to the forefront of my mind that this game is dead, but Dead by Daylight, a game that consistently, over and over, with every new quote-unquote release recycles content in some way or another. Here, every monster is unique. They all have hundreds of animations each. The atmosphere is rich. It is sci-fi horror in this, because this is what I consider the game to be, because it is a hopeless lore as well. It has a hopeless lore. The end of the world was what the game was. There isn't just this one monster either. There's literally fucking armies of these things. You know, humanity in this particular universe was fucked, and it was brought to the forefront of the lore, and it was written really well in terms of how it went down. But yeah, we lost it for Dead by Daylight. Again, something that could be a lot better than what it is under a different developer and a different management team. And I know that now, because obviously Dead by Daylight is a game that came out at the same time this did, or a year after this. Sorry, let me just kickstart a new topic right there, because this game still looks like it could have come out today. But yeah, it is what it is. As I say, this game, as an example anyway, disregarded Dead by Daylight or any other ASIM, this game was massively, and I mean massively, ahead of its time. When it came out, it was fucking... We did not know we were born with this game, like, considering how it's gone now, how it's stagnated for the past 9 years, you know, this genre in particular. I mean, like, seriously, you know. It's even a case with last year, because last year was like... That came out, I think it was 2018 last year. I get that mixed up because it had that Discord release, and that's what fucked it, because we decided to release the game onto a chat website, basically, which is what that is, a fucking client that's used for chatting. They decided one day, they were like, oh yeah, we're going to have a gaming storefront on it, and then decided to sign like a 1-year contract with it before it had even got off the ground at all. And then, hello, the game's dead, because nobody wants to play on a platform that has like 2 people using it. You know, there's all like... Between last year and Evolve, there's just so many stupid, needless fucking decisions that were made around both games that didn't need to happen. And if they didn't happen, probably games would have probably been alive today. We would have had more content, or it would have gone a bit further anyway. If the decisions would, we would have had more monsters before the game shut down in this game, in particular. The same way we would have had more fiends in last year. If you don't know what last year is as well, just going to plug this here, because that is an insanely fucking good ASIM as well. In terms of its animations and its actual killer designs, because its killer designs in that game were fucking really good, man. Last year had an actual giant spider as a killer before Dead by Daylight did, something that the people who play Dead by Daylight have been going on about for years of wanting, and they still haven't done it. And I'll tell you right now, right, going back to the topic I just spoke about, where they say they recycle content, if DBD ever does a spider killer, it'll be Alien, and that'll be it. It'll be Alien with the Unknown mixed together. So what you'll have is you'll have a spider. Granted, you will have the spider, but it'll have little holes in the ground across the map, Alien's tunnels, where it can go into them holes and it can traverse faster under the map and then burst out them holes. And then it'll have a spit attack of venom, the Unknown's ranged attack, UVX. You know, that's what it'll be. That's probably how they'll do a spider. But in going back to last year, the spider in last year could spit venom, and it did vomit venom, but it could also like attack. It did have basic attacks and things like that, and it could, I believe, if it's not a placebo effect, because it's been a while since, I think it did have some kind of web attack as well, where it could slow you down. Although I think that the slowdown might have been when it puked on you with the venom. Actually, I know they had the ambush attacks though, where it would burst out the ground and it'd be an insta kill, where it would just drag you back down into the cave. Those were really good as well, because every killer had some of them in them. It's like the concepts, boys, are all there. It's all fucking there, but we've not got any of it. You know, we've got the same fucking like box where you play in like a fucking arena. Like, that's what Dead by Daylight is. It's a fucking square map. There's barely any elevation in any of the maps apart from the fucking main building, right? There's no hills, there's barely any trees, there's no nature, there's no atmosphere, you know, everything that is in the game, it's just plastic, basically, you know? It doesn't feel... And you could argue that, yeah, it is supposed to be like that because you're living inside this eldritch monster that's recreating the real world around them in a little pocket sense. Yeah, fine. But it just doesn't work, you know, it doesn't, there's no atmosphere to it, there's no animation quality to it at all. It looks really cheap and it looks really fucking shit compared to what we've had, boys. That's my argument, right? We have had consistently across 2 games. I'm not really going to lean into saying VHS was better because, I mean, the concept of VHS would have been good, using, you know, the whole VHS system to bring monsters to life and all that kind of shit, but it had the most dense fucking dev team, the most arrogant fucking dev team as well ever seen, even more than Behaviour, in terms of not, you know, listening to the community they were doing it. And in that game, as the monster, you spent more of your fucking time running away than you did actually chasing and attacking people. It was just the shittest fucking experience imaginable. So I don't really mention VHS when I bring these kind of things up, but last year and Evolve, the fucking both games wiped the floor with Dead by Daylight, in terms of me, you know. But again, Dead by Daylight could be better if they took it apart, took it to the side, I should say, for the time being, and they built on it and they upgraded it and they brought it into the fucking 21st century, so to speak, with, you know, graphical updates and all the kind of, you know, they put more effort into animations so everybody's not stiff as fuck, you know, everybody doesn't slide along the floor, you know, it doesn't look like a fucking PS2 game, basically, all that kind of stuff. Won't complain about it then. I'm complaining consistently about Dead by Daylight because this game is dead. The one you've just seen played here, right? The atmosphere, the animations, the fucking monster quality, the environments, literally everything in this game, boys, is better than Dead by Daylight, and this is dead, you know. But if you mention that in the broader world, oh no, not a chance. No, you know. Dead by Daylight is the messiah, you know. That's the best game we've ever had, the peak of asim gaming. Meanwhile, there's all these other far better games in the shadows that have been buried by time because they can't keep up with the content of what Dead by Daylight has now, which is the asim genre curse. When a new asim game comes out, it's not going to have the same amount of content as Dead by Daylight. That's literally years of development. Nobody can do that. It's unfeasible as a developer, you know. So you're always going to start with less content. So now, with something living at the top of the genre, the next asim game has to basically just fight through it. They have to just keep making content, they have to keep building it up and all that kind of stuff, and then over time, it would. Obviously, it'd get more of a player base because there'd be more content, there'd be more stuff to do in the game, you know, all that kind of stuff, but for the initial release, it's very hard for an asim to get off the ground now. And that's the reason why we're in this mess, where we've got a very subpar and low quality top of this genre, because we have, mate, at the end of the day, compared to what we had. If you want to see what last year is, either Google it on YouTube, or you can go to the playlist that's on my channel. I've got a playlist there of that game. I played it a couple of years ago. Fucking phenomenal experience. It's basically Left 4 Dead, where you play as... You can pick to take 3 fiends, they're called, in that game, where they're like monsters. You've got the slasher, who's the school, well, supposed to be the school janitor, guy with an actually typical, you know, slasher, basically. We had the strangler, one of my favourite designs in that game, because he was like he was a homeless war veteran, and this is what I'm talking about with uniqueness. He was a homeless war veteran that was afflicted with PTSD, and he used scissors. And one of his executions, mate, because every killer's in that game had 4 different executions depending on which direction you approached a downed classmate in. So it'd do a different one based on the positioning as well, which is like Evolve level detail. But this was how unrestricted in its horror was as well, and why when I say DBD's more is a shit, this is what I'm talking about. One of his executions of stranglers was you approach them from, I think it was behind. So you come from where the feet are on the ground. He would grab the back of their head, take the scissors out of his pocket, jab the scissors into the fucking eye socket of this person, right? And then he'd grab the shoulders of them and he'd repeatedly smash their head into the ground so the scissors went through the skull. And it makes me fucking wince whenever I see him do it. But that, to me, that's horror. That's what a horror asim should be. It's supposed to be unrestricted, disturbing, and fucked up, you know, because it's horror, you know. Like, we don't do this anymore. Like, nobody does this anymore, you know? I've been, like, sort of talking about Dead Space level Mories in Dead by Daylight for fucking years, mate. Because it would be so much better if they put a gore filter on the game, you know? Rather than everybody just being made of wax, you know? Do you know when I started this video and I said it wasn't going to turn into a big fucking rant? This one's gone on for longer than it has done anyway. It's going to be longer than the gameplay, I'll tell you that right now. But it is what it is. I can go on for fucking hours, boys, about this. It is what it is. So I'm just gonna end it there. If you want to see last year, Google it, YouTube it, check it out on my channel if you want. Very good acing. We don't know what's going on with it at the moment because they were going to actually try and revive it. They did rebrand it as Forest Hills the last year, but ever since about 2 months of active Discord activity from the supposed dev team, they all got apparently sacked, and now there's only 1 or 2 of them left in the Discord and they've gone silent. So nobody's none the fucking wiser on what's going on with that game. Again, the asim curse, because if the game did get off the ground, it would be fucking good. They've already they were teasing at the time 2 new killers for it, which was the Dryad and the Warlock, I think, which the Warlock was like a Wraith kind of monster, not a Wraith in terms of evolve, like a more of a traditional mythology style Wraith, where it was, you know, the guy with a cloak and a hood and chains and all that kind of stuff, with no legs, floating ghost kind of thing. And he used fire attacks to burn him. Basically, we got one of the executions where he torched him, like it took him down to the bone, I think it was, if I'm remembering that right. And obviously the Dryad, which was a plant lady, who was obviously supposed to be, well, a Dryad, basically. She was a plant, she'd use roots to kill, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah. So we don't know what's going on with that. I didn't actually list the others. The other 2 were the Giant and the Spider. The Giant was a big fucking Russian convict, which was hilarious. Could burst out of walls and choke slam people. He did a lot of wrestling style moves to kill classmates. But yeah, there it is. Mentioning as well, just to throw this in the end as well, just because, you know, I've got to do it, boys, because it's another one of the executions. I think because this is, I don't know how to explain this without sounding like up my own arse when I say this, but I'm hoping some people are picking up on this when I'm going on how long this rant's actually been. This is what passion sounds like, right? And I wish there was more people doing this. Quite honestly, I wish I wasn't. Well, there might be actually, because I don't watch many people. I don't know who's spending 20 minutes at the end of a fucking 8-minute gameplay video to go on about other games in the genre and all that kind of shit, you know. But as I've mentioned with the Strangler's execution, there is one for the Spider, which actually surprised me, where if you approach the classmate from behind with the Spider, it will crawl over the top of them, grab the head in its mandibles at the front, it would turn it to the side, you'd hear the crack as it unscrewed the head from the body, and then it would visibly eat the head off the body. Now that shit hasn't been seen either in terms of Dead by Daylight or in terms of anything that's fucking come out, you know? There was a raw, amazing lack of censorship with last year, I think, in terms of, like, anything you would imagine this thing that's chasing you to do, it probably does it in last year. Just as a giant spider was. The giant spider is obviously going to eat people, you know, because of the fucking size of it. You know, it's actually massive in the game. So obviously that thing's not eating flies, you know. But yeah, the fact that it literally eats heads, it was fucking amazing, to be honest. It surprised the fuck out of me. Right, anyway, we're going to end it here because I am going on with myself here now. It's going on way too long. There's probably nobody here anyway now. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the gameplay, even though it was like 8 minutes. But you know, it's the first video back, boys. I did forewarn you at the beginning. I've had a lot of it bottled up over time, just out of the enjoyment of this game, and then obviously being reminded of last year's existence. So we're back on the sort of pining to see what's going on with that at the moment and seeing if it's actually going anywhere. But yeah, just thought I'd mention it, get as much relevance out there as possible, you know, for every other asim that's dead. But yeah, there it is. Hope you've enjoyed. I'll hopefully see you for the next one. Bye.